thankfully our audience is forgiving and they know that we have to do this every time. What's up, Facebook? As you know, we're going to be doing our audio checks right now. You'll hear the feedback through. It's just how we have to do it, as you know. Both of you guys give me kind of a mic check.
Check 1 2. Hey, yo, whoa, yo. Check 1 2.
Pop, pop, pop. Mic check 1 2. 1 2 3.
You hear that buzz again?
It's buzzing again.
Well,
Mother fucker.
check 1 2. 1 2 3. You hear that buzz again?
Buzzing again.
It's all good. I don't care.
The whole time.
It was this device.
Okay. People are gonna be like, man, it's buzzing. I'm out of there.
You know what
That buzz gonna make me so mad I can't turn back.
Man, come on now.
Y'all come up with all the stuff I forgot. Like Ja Rule on an island. I don't remember anything about that. Hey baby, baby. So that's what he was. He was like the generic version of DMX.
DMX.
It's like, oh, is DMX in jail? Well, get Ja Rule's ass in here. Let's see what he gonna do.
And then Ja Rule went to jail. They didn't have anybody.
He in jail? Oh well, the trend's over.
They didn't have that raspy voice.
Real big guy coming in called Ja Rule.
Let's see what he gonna do. No, like a little chimpanzee with a little.
He then they ran out of raspy voice rappers and didn't have anything.
It was like, what's Lil Wayne's ass doing? Is he rapping yet?
Hall's commercial, top shot.
Then they ran out of rap.
That would be pretty funny, actually. He's like, excuse me. He takes the Hall. He's like,
That would be awesome.
Was that Ja Rule?
the Hall sounds like Whitney Houston now.
Channeled Whitney Houston. All right, I will.
Ricola commercial.
Ricola.
All right, so I'm gonna drop this the intro like we do. This is Scott.
This is Colin. And we are Two Rational Bastards.
So audio is okay. I mean, I'm not going to worry about the buzz on Facebook. We'll fix that. Another episode.
It's got some nutrients in there.
All right, I'm going to start the podcast version in 3, 2, 1. Welcome to another episode of Two Rational Bastards, broadcasting live from Rose Garden Studios, just north of Nashville, Tennessee, home of the Stanley Cup Finals, Nashville Predators. They won a phone. I have to pick that up. That's okay. I'll pick that up at Facebook. You're looking at the ceiling right now. I'll fix you in just a second. Colin, go ahead, man. I'm gonna fix the phone.
You gonna fix the phone?
I'm gonna fix the phone.
You ain't even gonna tell him who you are. that was Scott Mosley. This is Colin Sadler. Man, we are having all kind of technical difficulties today. We got the buzz back on Facebook. There was a cat that crossed out in front of us when we pulled up. The cat passed out in front of our guest and I, and he shot me a bird and said, "Yeah, I'm crossing." He's like, "I hope y'all ain't doing a podcast today." Dude, are you going to introduce yourself,
Yeah, so,
man? Come on.
I was so concerned about our loyal Facebook fans.
As soon as the camera fell down, he was just like, so the other day, oh hell no.
I had to jump into action. So we really should be 2 rational bastards and 1 sinister bastard today, right?
And 1 sinister bastard for sure.
So we're going to introduce him in a second. Colin, so what about the Stanley Cup Finals, brother? You've been
okay. Again, everybody's going to think I'm racist, but I'm black and I don't give a shit about hockey, right?
But they got PK Subban.
Listen, I don't give a damn about him neither. He's like the Carlton of fucking hockey. I think he did it like 3 times. What is he doing out there? What are you doing out there? Yeah. But he's like a Dennis Rodman. He's like a Dennis Rodman of hockey. He's like very defensive.
You look at him and think that he's going to be thuggish, and he comes all like.
No, he's like. So the other day, I had two molecules I mixed, and oh my god, it was incredible. I put him in a petri
I
dish.
told him if he ran into me like that again, I was going to slap him.
I was going to choke him out, Betty, but no, he didn't.
But yeah, I was watching hockey last night, like Michael Jordan, you know what I'm saying,
yeah.
in the 90s. You know what I'm saying, like in the playoffs in the 90s, like, and they're going for their triple, for their three-peat. I'm watching hockey, man. I don't understand it. Like, I was just like, oh man, I don't get to go downtown to be a part of it, because I've been a part of it all the other days.
Right.
And then I'm sitting there in the living room. Oh my God, I'm jumping up. I'm like, I know the neighbors, but they were probably cheering too. But I was jumping up and down. I was, oh my God, what the hell's going on? We're going out, Lord. And we were already, I think it was 1-3.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I was like, don't let them motherfuckers score. I'm like, don't want them to score at all. You know what I mean? And I'm just so proud of the Predators. It's just the weirdest thing. And this is coming from a guy that doesn't give a shit about hockey, but I love our city, and I love the fact that it's brought an awareness to me.
Yeah.
So if it's brought an awareness to me, I can't imagine what it's done for the city. We're full of people that are already fans.
Yeah.
Like, I don't have any, like, Predators gear or nothing, but I got this old ugly yellow shirt. I won't wear the motherfucker out, but I was running around the house stomping, and I was all, like, marching and shit.
Yeah.
I was saluting the damn TV. I'm just like, oh, Lord. I'm laughing real hard. Did you see that commercial where the guy is, like, blocking all the hockey?
Yeah, the Devil's guy, whatever.
Dude,
yeah.
I was laughing my ass off at that like that was the best joke ever. And then I watched it earlier today. I was just like, that shit ain't funny. I mean, what's wrong with you? It's not funny.
Well,
it's the pride, you know?
Yeah, it is, man. And I'm like you. I don't know anything really much about the rules of hockey. I mean, I'm starting to understand a little bit of the things that occur.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think that should be a penalty. I really don't know,
It's
though.
like icing. I'm
Or,
like,
yeah.
what the fuck you
Or, like,
talking
why
about?
did they stop?
Oh.
What was the penalty? They always hit each other. Why are you saying now he's got to go to the penalty box? But nonetheless, man, it's like you say, I mean, it's bringing people to watch that wouldn't normally watch.
Exactly. Black folks.
Yeah. You know, and so... and
Quit speaking for us. We've been watching.
Yeah. I've been a Preds fan since day one. You're right.
Yeah, you a damn lie. You know you ain't watching no hockey. You right.
You and your Alpha Phi Omega license plate cover.
You bought that shirt yesterday.
You just, are we in the playoffs?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Well, let me see what's going on.
Why is your shirt so crispy?
Yeah, you've been watching them since day one. You hadn't replaced your Alpha Phi Omega license plate ring. Anyway, so you know what I meant to mention on the show that we did on sweatshops.
Oh, yeah. What'd you do?
You know, I was saving up the company that
Oh,
would surprise people, I guess. I think the most that uses sweat. And we went through all the normal ones, H&M, Walmart, all the ones that we kind of are aware of.
Right.
But Disney. It's funny to me that they
Listen.
cater and sell to kids, but they use sweatshops in China to make the toys to then sell to the kids.
Right.
You know, and Disney's supposed to be this company that's supposed to be, you know what I mean? Like have a conscience and things like that.
Right.
So
I don't want to make any more of these ears.
yeah, right. No more. Damn it.
M-I-C-K-E-Y.
Get your ass to work.
All them Disney characters are working in the shop. That's what
Yeah,
it is.
exactly. Just like Daffy Duck.
Black and white Mickey and her.
Yeah, Mickey in there. What the hell I got to do this for? I got to go on stage and I got to do this.
So we always start with a quote, and this is one that kind of came across a couple of days ago. He who's not courageous enough to take risk will accomplish nothing in life. Muhammad Ali said that.
Wow.
I mean, you think about the time that he came and, you know, being boisterous and doing his thing back in the time where,
Right.
you know, black men, you better not speak up.
Yeah, exactly. You better not. And, you know, people like, oh, man, Conor McGregor and all the people that are speaking their truth into existence, that was done in a time where you better shut the hell up,
Yeah.
you know, back in, you know, when civil rights, it was a thing you should fight for. Not equal rights, but just, can you just be civil?
Civility. I mean, think about the word civil.
Can I eat off the front? Do I got to sit on the back? Can I come inside? It's cold.
Can I just drink off that fountain? Is
Yeah,
that right?
just be civil. Can I just use the bathroom?
I mean, think about that for a second. The word, you know, civility. I mean, it's
Right.
very simple, you know,
Right.
to do. But I mean, anyway. But I thought, you know, what's interesting about this quote is that it really ties in to him today when you really think about kind of his career path. When we talk about it, it's interesting.
Yeah,
so
man, I can't wait
I
till
did,
you guys
know,
get to meet this
that
guy.
wasn't really the plan. The quote always comes to me before we do a show. We have a guest book, and I always just keep it.
Yeah.
And almost more times than not, the
It's the
synchronicity.
synchronicity kicks in.
So it's just interesting to me that this would tie into that. So the way I'm going to introduce is I'm going to play a short part of a track, and then I'll let you take in, introduce, and talk about. And then I don't want to steal the show from him. I'm going to let him talk and about it because I love his bio. Well, you guys are going to experience something. It's going to be fun today. So again, like we've always said, we should have turned on the camera
earlier.
because we've been cracking,
this
cutting.
fucking guy.
It's been great. So anyway,
We're gonna do the puppet for you guys before we get off.
yeah. So here we go.
Let me see you jump and
Keep that liquor flowing. We gon' rock this party all night. I'm hanging with my cousins. And everybody's buzzing.
Do it. I like it.
Shorty rock slow mo, walking like a pro at the rodeo. Giddy up, put your hands up high, bring it down low and shake your all high. Giddy up, now do-si-do, twirl like a girl out on the dance floor. Tell the DJ, turn it up. We gon' party till the sun comes up.
Drink 'em down, call it out, another round. Pour 'em up, drink 'em down all night.
Alright, ladies, here's the assignment. Hair and nails, outfit and alignment. Got room on your credit card, celly charged up. Broker with the Fula cap, acting hard up. Cowgirl boots and a pair of skin tights. Sip a little something to get your mind right. Got a DD that'll get you home. So you slide to the bar for a shot of Patron. That's shot number 3, all it takes is 4. Yaku Cyrus, Mija, you already know. Mechanical bull, shorty riding slow-mo. Bucking like a pro at the rodeo. Hey, back it up, but don't hurt me. Fill it up, she's thirsty. Shot number 4 when you know it's on. Barefoot on the bar like that's my song. Let me see it.
That's actually the song that I produced for Cowboy Troy, one of the acts
Right.
that I work with sometimes.
So here's the funny thing about that. And I'm going to let you introduce him in, Colin. The funny thing about that is when you told me Sinister, I was like, that's that motherfucker that was on that Giddy Up song, I think, with Cowboy Troy. And so I found out, I was like, son of a, that's crazy, man. This was a song I jammed out to. So
Oh, cool.
anyway, yeah, man, it's just amazing. I think it's so cool. So, Colin, go ahead, man. It's take over, brother.
Man, the first time I saw this guy, it was, I want to say, 06?
Yeah, about 06.
Is 06. This little bar was pretty much dead. You know what I mean? Like there was nothing there at all. And out of nowhere, Sinister comes in and not just change the dynamic of that bar.
Came in like a wreck.
But the way that karaoke is done now in Nashville was created by this man. You know what I'm saying?
More or less, no.
No, it was. And it's just so interesting because his energy that he brings, like just to the studio today, is like we're supposed to have you here the whole time. You know, it should be the two rational bastards
And this guy over here.
plus one sinister motherfucker. But yeah, go ahead and hit the bio because
I want, instead of stealing it, because sometimes I think that we take it away. I want him to kind of tell his progression of what occurred to me, because it's so interesting the paths that his music career and the things have gone,
right,
and what led him to where he is now. It's
confusing
because
that's why you want me to tell you.
No. Well, I don't want to say something. I don't want to say something that's out of the sequence
context or
out of the sequence, because there's one portion of, I'm just going to say this one part and then I'll let you take over. This guy was at this location, and then it was bought out by another guy. I don't want to mention people's names because I don't know legalities, but he was so good that they were just like, man, I don't know if you can DJ, man, but we're not going to do karaoke over here. We're not going to do that. Mm-hmm. So can you come over here? We'll pay you double. Was it double or triple? We'll pay you double what you make over there. And Sinister's like, word.
Yeah.
He bought equipment that week.
Yep. The next day.
By that weekend, he was better than the guy that was there.
Yeah.
And the only reason that guy wasn't put out of a job is because he was already on tour and stuff. You know, you would just come in on the weekend, do that gig. If you're going to pay this man double, that's pretty much double what anybody makes in Nashville.
Yeah, I mean, it was just mainly the following that I had going on. They just went like, the party was going on, dude, so they wanted to be where I was at because I was throwing the party.
That you're being humble, man. That energy that you brought, it was a whole new dynamic. Like the group that was there, they came with you. Mm-hmm. That was the only reason that club was put on in the first place. And then because of you, it built up more and more. We were off the beaten path. Yeah. Like on the side. Like, you have to remember, the only thing that was near us was BB King's.
Yeah.
And what was that little Irish club?
McFadden's.
McFadden's.
But they shut a second down because of how much we partied.
Exactly. They had to shut it down.
Like, no, they're not going to have it.
No, there's too many black people in there. Oh, my God. In Nashville?
But that was because of you. But, man, go ahead, man.
So, anyway, my name is Derek Tribbett. I don't know if anybody knows my real name. There it is. I was born Sinister. That came out.
Yeah. What kind of name is Sinister? We didn't know you wanted to tell your real name. Sinister. I'm going to fuck you up, Mom.
But anyway, so, I don't know. It all started for me, like, probably when I was like 14 or 15. I started playing in a band and stuff around in my town down in Florida. We call it Cape Coma. It was Cape Coral, but because there's nobody there.
Yeah.
Except Coral.
Except for us, making loud noises. And, I started playing music young. My family, I grew up around country music. They always played at honky tonks and stuff. Like put diapers on me kind of thing. So I was always around music, and I started playing in this band in high school. So pretty much right out of high school, I got signed to Geffen. Mm-hmm. For this metal band called Twisted Method, and we were like a shock rock band. I mean, we had like I had the mohawk, the contacts, like the whole Manson thing going on.
Yeah, Marilyn Manson. Yeah.
You know, when I was confused and young. But so we got signed right away, and then we jumped on this big tour called Ozfest. So I got to tour with like Korn and Manson and Disturbed and all these guys, and all this stuff was going on. Put this record out, and I had a good run with that, and we played a lot of shows with those guys, and then the label folded, was bought by another label, so I got dropped from the label, and so I went off and did this other thing. I was in this band called Dope for a while, and played bass with that band and helped produce some tracks with those guys. I did that for a while, and then I got picked up to do this TV show called Daisy of Love, which is a whole nother story now.
Driving Miss Daisy of Love?
Driving Miss Daisy of Love. And me and my boy Chi-Chi were in Chicago, and they casted both of us for that TV show. And then I did that.
Who lasted longer?
I lasted one day longer, and I'm holding over his head every time.
Of course.
I'm like, you know.
No doubt.
Oh,
You know
went-
she
I was
liked me better.
I was like, oh, you didn't hear that. You weren't there that day. you weren't there. You were gone. But yeah, so I mean, I've done that. I moved to Nashville and started producing music and started DJing downtown, which led to my radio show eventually that I have called Country Fried Mix. I'm on like over 40 markets.
Yeah.
Just on the like everywhere. But you can also hear it on Big 98 on Friday nights from 9 to 12. So you can stream that if you want to check. If anybody wants to check that out. Look, they got their pins out. Let me
Check it out. Check it out, yo.
Yeah, I'm just gonna mark that down.
Well, see, what I'm going to do is because people that are driving that listen to the podcast,
He used a
version-
white voice for me.
Yeah, people that right, like that. People that are driving will want to see the show notes. What they do, they'll go back and pull the information up. So
Yeah,
wanna put that in
motherfucker. I
there,
hope you
yeah.
feel bad about saying
Yeah,
that, man.
motherfucker.
Y'all look like dorks right now writing some stuff down.
You're gonna want to write some stuff down later. You'd be like, "Oh, I was gonna say something, but I
off the
didn't.
cuff, man.
I don't remember."
Hey, I'm a professional over here. I don't need no paper.
Oh, shut up. If you were professional, you'd have paper. So,
Oh, that's right.
yeah,
Damn.
remember that part? Eat a dick.
Y'all crazy up in here.
So
Nice wholesome family show. We
yeah,
got
you like that, right?
Man, fuck them
Dude,
kids.
dude, we've never been up on a Mark One show, not explicit. I mean,
I
ever.
think one of them were.
Who? When
I don't remember which one.
You would think it would have been when the Reverend was on, but that
Oh
was
my God, we had the Reverend cussing.
Oh no, you did.
We had the Reverend cussing.
Yeah, we did.
And I was like, man, I loved her after that. I was like, okay, all right. She's like, let me tell you something else about the motherfucker over there.
She let it out. It was good. Yeah, I mean, there may have been one, but
I don't remember which one it is. Maybe we'll have that answer for you next time.
Which who cares? Yeah, no, crickets. Yeah, right. So talk about, of course, I know that it piqued a lot of people's ear when you said Ozfest and touring on Ozfest. That's huge.
It was
Talk
a big
about
tour.
that.
It was a big tour. I mean, for me, it was like the first thing that I jumped on after high school. So I was listening to those bands, and then I got put on tour with them. So I was like, "Are you serious?" I couldn't even believe it. And it was good for us because we were fresh out of high school, and like for us to play that many shows in a row, it really tightened us up as a band.
Yeah.
I mean, and we were just killing it.
So tell me, did you, with that? I mean, obviously you get picked up by Ozfest. That means you're not a shit
Slouch.
band. You're good at what you do. But part of that tour, were you able to spend time with like Korn, some of the guys, and really kind of hone? You know what I'm saying?
Well,
like
yeah,
pick up some.
with that particular time, I was pretty on fire. So like,
Yeah.
I had chicks all over. Like, I was like, my whole crew was rolling. So like,
Yeah.
they were like, who is that? Who is that? What's going
Yeah.
on with that kid? Bring him over here because he likes to party. So
Yeah.
I got introduced to some of the guys, and I told them, I was like, hey, you're the reason I'm here.
Yeah.
I was like, I loved your music so much, it inspired me, and so they were just like, oh, that's cool, man. So I was like their little brother at that
Yeah.
point. So they just kind of said, all right, man, come on.
That's
Well,
cool, man.
We talk about this a lot, not to get into the spiritual stuff or anything like that, but I'm curious because your ability to get past that fear factor, when most people would allow that doubt to come in and just be like, tell that preconceived notion of failure. How did you get past that fear and just be like, fuck, I'm going? You know what I mean? Because that's what I've always noticed about you. You seem to finish what you start, but the most important part of that equation is you fucking start without a hesitation. Like that's why I really started liking you.
Mm-hmm.
I've never been a fan of yours. I don't mean like
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? I'm not a groupie
You
guy.
respect the hustle.
No, I don't. It's not even really. It's not even really.
We're supposed to make our guests feel welcome. Man.
Fuck
You
him.
said-
Fuck Sinister. Fuck Sinister.
We
But
know
no,
these guys
no,
so long, we
no. But you know what I'm saying? Like I've never been a fan. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I've been a friend.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
like when I saw that, I was like, man, he's you're a doer.
Yeah.
And I respect that. And then I got to know you after that, and then that's when I really like the person. But I'm curious, how do you get past the fear factor and just say, fuck you, doubt, do?
Yeah.
Well, it's exactly what you said. I mean, it's for that point, it's like you could spend all your time worrying about it. I mean, people criticize you and stuff, but if you just lay it all out there on the table and say, yeah, I know I messed up, or yeah, I know that sucks, or whatever. Like they can't talk about it. They can't talk back to you. They're like, oh, that guy's cool. He already knows his faults. Like he pointed them out before I did.
Right.
So there's nothing we can say about it.
It's
and
like
then it's just go out there and do it at that point.
It's Eminem in the last thing where he shuts him down and then he makes the guy choke.
Yeah.
But that's what I really respect about you, and it's not just that one moment. It's just that was the first. I've seen 1,000 of those since then. It's just like there's been so many things that you just like, yeah, I say yes, and I really respect that about you.
Wade says a groupie Colin. That's what Wade said. So
I want your hat.
Something I'm interested in. So we're talking about the progression, high school. Then you immediately land this big tour. You think about people. I grew up in and around music. I think you probably could tell that by the way we were talking in your relationship with Colin. My father was a musician, all that. But anyway, you go from, you have people that are we're in Nashville, right? So you got the three big cities that a lot of great music comes out of. I'm not talking about Seattle, the grunge, whatever, but you L.A., New York, and Nashville, right?
Right.
So you have these artists.
Grunge never really took off, so.
Well, yeah, not at all, right? So many times you have artists that come here that travel from Oklahoma, whatever, and they're playing, and they talk about being nervous on stage here because they say, the crowd, there are many better musicians in the crowd than I could ever be. So
That's true in most cases.
I say all that to kind of set this up, and the reason I said all that is because you have artists that have been for years. They're great, very super talented. You go from high school to one of the biggest known tours known in the world. What was that like for you? You're a high school kid, and you're thrown into this world of these grown-up men that have been doing this for a long time.
Well, they've had a lot of time to think about it. Like I didn't necessarily have time. So, and I was like, when you're a kid, you like somebody tells you something, you believe it. You're just okay, what's up? Yeah. So I thought I was the bomb. You know what I mean? So I had no doubts because all right, I got a record deal, cool. Like it all started happening, and we were playing clubs at 15, and I had to wake up and go to school the next day. So I was like,
so do you think and that's a question, and it ties back into this, and the reason why I brought this up. If you hadn't seen that early success, record deal, getting Ozfest, and you had to, go on the road with your band for 2 or 3 years, 4 years, whatever, until you struck that kind of success, do you feel? It's hard to try to imagine what it was like, but can you? If that had occurred, what do you think? How would you have pushed through? Because you had success immediately. So
yeah, I just got thrown right against the wall. Yeah. So it was like, it was kind of weird because it came at me so fast that I skipped all that. I skipped riding in a van and I skipped all that. I went straight to the tour bus, and then I kind of worked my way back down and then back up. So it was really humbling after I lost my record deal and stuff, and I was like, oh, okay, maybe I'm not as cool as I thought I was.
Right.
It humbles you up a little bit. So, but at the time, I wasn't telling myself that. I was like, yeah, I'm going to be I'm going to be the star. I'm going to be this guy. And I just went boom, 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 and it was really great. And it was tragic what happened, with the folding and everything. It just was bad.
So talk about that for a second.
What happened?
The label folded. You're obviously the band stayed together, right? And then what did you do? You found another label. Talk about that.
We tried to fight. We fought through it. And being so young and coming up with music, you grow as a person,
right?
As you're growing older, and I was like, my music was heavy, and I was saying all kinds of crazy stuff. Cursing every other word and stuff. And then as you get older, I kind of was like, I don't really want to scream no more.
Yeah,
right.
I got it all out on the first album.
That shit hurts anyway.
I'm just like, okay, I'm not that crazy anymore. I'm getting older. I'm starting to appreciate, the fundamentals of the business and music more.
Right.
And I just changed, Right.
And
so the second, so as that dropped, I'm going, well, at the same time, I could have kept going and doing this heavy thing.
Yeah.
Then I would have started turning into somebody that I wasn't, because I would be a constant reminder of how I was when I was 18 years old writing all this stuff. I have to relive that every day for every album that I'm doing. It would have been that format,
Right.
So it was really weird for me. So I started this new band called Makeshift Romeo after that. It was more like a pop-ish kind of thing where I'd sing a lot more.
So talk about that. I mean, you go from something heavy to something more pop. We were talking about, and this is kind of a weird side thing, but we're talking about Ja Rule and his success. How it was
Right.
like a poppy version of DMX or whatever. So we kind of made fun of that, but you
Right.
kind of went that way, right? So what,
Yeah.
why did you do that? What happened?
Well, like I said, man, I was just worn out.
Maturity.
I was like, the negativity of the metal music that was bringing to me was turning me into somebody that I didn't want to be.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because you had to believe your
Yeah.
own hype. Like
Yeah.
some of the
Right.
stuff, I'm just writing kind of what I heard and like, you know, and I was like, like, you know, and I'm like, and then I had to like,
What was that again?
so then I had to live that life. Like that's me. Hey, what's up, man? Like, I had to be that guy I had to be that guy every day. And after a
Right.
while, I was like, man, I'm tired of putting my hair up in a mohawk, man. I just
Yeah.
want to.
Just
So you think
be
that
normal.
back
Yeah,
and
be
chill.
normal. Yeah.
Do you feel like when you said you were humbled by that trip down and then making your way back
Yeah.
up, do you think that was a transitional period for you in that period, or
I mean, it was, you know.
do you think that humbling segment was important?
I mean, as far as getting work done, you know, like everything was kind of handed to me right off the bat, so I didn't really know how to adjust to it. You
Yeah.
know.
Right.
So it took like the fall and the rise and all that stuff for me to really grasp and understand like what the business is about and
That's
how it
awesome.
works.
Yeah.
You know, because we flew out to L.A. and we recorded our first record and did it all big and spent a lot of money. And now I'm just like recording records in my bedroom. It's like,
Right.
I was
Right,
like, you know,
right.
you learn stuff when you're,
Yeah.
you know, through the fight. So,
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
so it definitely, you know, let me know how this business works, and I've continued it. I mean, I've done music, you know, and sometimes it sticks, sometimes it don't. But I've made a career in this business. Period.
Yeah.
Right.
And not
So-
many people can say that, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So and for entertain, I just like to entertain. I don't really
Yeah.
care what it is. If it's country, that's cool with me. If it's rock, that's cool. Like what if you're entertained, I'm happy.
Well, see, and that's why I thought this quote resonated, the
Right.
Muhammad Ali quote, because you
Right.
think about heavy metal, and then he gets into a more poppy type thing, and then you get into hip hop, and you know, rap is. I mean, it just shows the talent that you have, and then also what you just said. I just want to entertain. Whatever path that I go down that's going to lead me to do that, then I'm going to do.
Yeah.
But not many people have the skill to be able to shift like that.
Right.
So talk about that. I mean, you know, you knew obviously there was an attraction to heavy metal because Korn and all those groups that inspired you. When did you realize, well, shit, I think I can rap. I can do these other things I have an interest in. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
yeah. Well, when I was younger, I used to like break dance and sing and rap
Yeah.
and beatbox and do all this stuff. And then like as I got into high school, I kind of joined different cliques and you start learning different
Yeah.
stuff and like. And so it's kind of was like I don't want to like put it down, but it was like a phase for me, kind of.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know, I had to like find myself, and in the meantime of finding myself, I'm being put on the road and cutting albums, trying to find myself.
Right.
I'm
I
like,
mean,
I'm a kid, man. I'm like, you know, I want to go to the ball and like,
hang, yeah.
you know, run by the free samples a couple different times. Like I don't even know what's going on.
Yeah.
So it was crazy, man.
Yeah,
well, it's
true.
funny. It's funny because we talk about, you know, the problem. You know, like a lot of people, you know, they find the problem is a problem. But the problem's not a problem until you're just sitting there looking at it and you're not going to take any action. You're not going to move forward. That's not what you would do in school if you were presented with a math, you know some sort of math test.
Yeah.
You would apply the equation and then you would answer all the problems. And all of those problems that came in your way gave you the equation that you're now using in the process. Like, you don't have to go out to LA to get in the studio.
Right.
You don't have to boom, boom, boom. You can create all that stuff right here. You know, you can become kind of like an alchemist. You know what I mean? I feel like
I
that's,
wish I was a little more seasoned when all this was happening, because
Yeah.
I could approach things a little differently, and then maybe the outcome would have been a little different. But at the same time, I have no complaints to my life right now. I mean,
Well,
I-
you're exactly where you're supposed to be.
Exactly.
Right? So
That's right.
I mean,
the process is important.
Absolutely. So, I mean, that is the thing is that you can impart on someone else that's coming through this. You know, if you get somebody that you're mentoring, you'll be able to tell, hey, look, I found success when I was 15, 16 years old. Here's what you kind of expect. It's going to be a different kind of path for you, but here's the kind of things to look out for.
Yeah.
You
And
know
you're
what I'm saying?
still so young. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, I mean, and the fact that you're after having all of that, you're a grounded dude. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? I mean, I don't know, man. It just says a lot about your character. I don't know.
Exactly,
You know what I mean? So
exactly. And that's that attraction that I feel like anytime you see this guy, you know, it's a gravitational pull. You know, like it's authentic, but it's entertaining, and it's, you know what I mean, like he's that uncle that comes in. There's a couple of Cokes out there in the trunk and out there in the ice. Go out there and get me one, get your grandma one, and get you two. And I got some change in my pocket here.
I mean, and I'm not even really done yet. You know what I mean? I just
Right.
Well, you're never done.
I'm still doing my DJ thing like this, but I'm working on a new record now too. So
you were talking about you have a not a jam session, but a writing session here in a minute, don't you? After this.
I do, yeah.
So
man, I'm hearing all my friends are starting to get number ones here and there for writing in this town. I'm just like, man, I want to do that.
Give me some.
I was like, you got to put the work in. You're gonna write 100 songs, maybe 3 of them will make it. But
right.
You got to write those 100 to know what 3 you're gonna use.
They said, and this is a total shift, but Michael W. Smith, they always said about how people have to write 100 songs to write a hit. They talk about like every 5 songs he writes is a hit. I mean, he just is that gifted of a songwriter.
Right.
Yeah, but you have to put in the work. I mean,
But it's every 5. I mean, it's not every one.
Right.
You know what I mean? So
exactly.
I mean, you got to write more than you're going to have a hit.
Well, my friend that he was in the wedding that sang the song Sam.
Oh yeah, okay.
So he's Grammy nominated, won Dove Awards and stuff like that, and he talks about that. And he's very gifted producer, does all that kind of stuff too. Very talented vocalist, and he talks about. I mean, I've gone to the studio and helped him work on some things and listened to some of the songs that he doesn't feel worthy to record. I'm like, that is some good shit. You got to pull that out of the archives and play that. But for him, it just doesn't pass the test, So I think many times you're obviously, as we know, we're our own worst critic, right? So do you find yourself in that situation, right?
All the time. When you write something, it's never done. It's really never done. It's just done enough for you to move on.
Yeah.
Like you're like, I can't. I'm gonna hate this song by the time I'm done writing it.
Yeah.
I just gotta move on.
The history of music, is colored with people that the song that was their biggest hit was the song they hated the most. They're like, I just really, really want to release this, but they kind of pushed me to, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I find that interesting. That
quit looking at my motherfucking notes, nigga.
What
you got over there? I got a question for you. He over here looking at. He's like, what's he over there writing? I know it's about me.
That's what I did in school. I just looked to my left.
I'm on cheat. What's over there? Okay. My question for you: actor, writer, singer.
Covering up your...
No, look, man. Like, I got my. We in prison. And I don't want you to eat.
You need that trapper keeper block.
This is my damn cornbread. You can't eat my cornbread. Actor, writer, singer, rapper. Can we call you the GOAT?
The what?
Can we call you the GOAT, greatest of all time?
I mean, that's like a boxing name or something, right?
He don't even know what the GOAT means.
I don't even know what. I don't even know.
Yeah, I don't even know what that means. I don't watch sports. If it ain't hockey, I ain't watching.
I don't hang out with farm animals. I don't know.
So the answer is no. We can't call you the GOAT.
No, don't call me the GOAT.
Oh, come on, man! You don't want to be the GOAT.
No.
So saying all that, what would you like to add to that list?
I don't know. Let me see your list again.
Actor, writer, singer, rapper.
Oh man, I don't know, man. What are you asking me all these questions for?
Because you on the damn podcast, you agreed to it. I asked him how he was doing. When we first came, I was like, "Hey man, how you doing today?" He's like, "Man, I don't know yet." He goes, "I'm not sure, man. I haven't really, you know what I mean?"
I haven't been awake long enough to know how I feel right now.
Hey, that reminds me.
You just tell me how I feel, and I'll go with that.
Hey, you're doing good. The last time you woke up this early was what? You and Chi-Chi went to the park or whatever?
Oh, water park.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I have no business being outside during the day, first of all. I'm like a vampire. So I'm wiping my eye, I'm looking real ugly anyway, in the morning. And so we go to this water park, and my boy Chi-Chi, he's like one of those guys like he's just good at everything kind of thing.
Yeah. I hate those guys, man.
And so like first
you
of all,
are that guy. Shut up.
First of all, I look like a halogen lamp when I take my shirt off. Like it's like,
and then
it's so bright.
Is that why you tan it all over there?
Yeah, I'm trying to get dark.
Let me get some color.
But so me and him go to the water park, which I never like. I don't even like to not wear socks. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, right.
But I was real vulnerable. But so I'm like, and nobody knows me around here, so I would have been good.
Right.
So I was like, all right. So I go to the water park, and like we're all tatted up, so everyone's kind of looking at like, who are those guys? So my boy Chi-Chi, he runs and he jumps in the deep end, but he does a backflip gainer, and everyone's like,
Perfect 10.
So everyone's clapping. I'm behind him, like, man, now I got to do something too now. And everyone's clapping, and they look at me like,
Yeah.
what are you gonna do?
What you gonna do?
And so I'm like, all right, worst mistake of my life. So I'm like, all right. So I run, I go to do a backflip, but I ain't never done a backflip, not once in my whole entire life. So I chicken out halfway through.
Oh, that's the worst.
And I just go.
Once you commit, you got to just.
Yeah, so I just run and I jump in the air and my back hit the water so hard.
Oh my God.
And you just hear, ooh, everybody in the park. I'm like, underwater. I just sink all the way to the bottom. I'm just hanging out at the bottom of the pool like that, going, I do not want to come up right now.
Oh my God.
Maybe they'll forget I'm down here.
I got my leg crossed like this, and I'm just kicking my arms like this, staying underwater. I'm like, man.
Maybe I will drown down here.
Looking for the water filter, find some air down here. I'm like, I'm not even going to come up. I'm just going to stay down here for a while.
What's the longest a man's ever held his breath? Let's see.
Man. So I finally come up, you're like, no, I'm fine. No, I'm good. I get out. Like, he's like, let me check your back, man. And it's like, it wasn't even red. It was white. It was whiter than the rest of my body. Like, I smacked all the blood out of my back. Like, it was gone.
The blood was like, I gotta get out of here.
I swam to the other end of the pool and tried to come out the water all quiet, like I wasn't in there. Like I swam to the steps and tried to come out on the steps like I was hanging out there for a while.
I've been here
They
the
were
whole
looking
time.
for me. They're all looking. Where's he coming up? They know he's going to come up somewhere. Oh, he's in the. Look,
He already back
He
to
came up in the
hotel.
shallow end. We see you. We know your back hurts. And that's like the last time I ever tried to do anything like that.
Well, no wonder you was confused
and
about
not
how
only-
you felt today.
Not only did he do a backflip, but he landed like in the middle of the donut pool, like
Oh,
the like that. Like, he did a backflip and went through the hole in the raft. I
Oh,
was
like in
come
a little
on, man.
donut.
And then he gets out. He goes, "You're so stupid. Why'd you do that? Like you can't do no backflip. I ain't never seen you do a flip my whole life. Why you gonna go run behind me and try to do a backflip?"
He is athletic, man. He walks around his hands
I'm
all the
talking-
time.
Man, he's crazy.
You're supposed to have my back and not set me up like that, Chi-Chi.
Exactly.
Damn, man.
Let me
I
go
was like-
first, and then you could be the
He's like,
finale.
"Why'd you do that? You're so dumb." I'm like, man, I don't know. He was like, "You look so cool when you did it." And
I
everyone was
was trying
looking
to
at
shine.
us.
I want to shine.
Everybody was looking at us. I felt like, what was I going to do? Just jump? Just jump in
Do
the
a
water?
can opener.
Exactly. That was a big splash there,
Hey,
Sinister.
I mean, I got a
Sinister.
reaction because the reaction would have been like, man, like if
I
I'm
know
trying
he
to do
didn't do-
something like, oh, he did a backflip, he just did a cannonball.
He did a damn cannonball. He did it.
He's
The
like-
can opener.
So listen. That's funny. Sinister, right? He's supposed to be tough, right? So the definition: giving the impression that something harmful or evil is happening or will happen. Ain't none about. Yeah, you're back. That's not the thing that was
Oh,
evil. and
man,
shit
it
hurt.
was bad. It was bad.
Back, get ready, because we about to do some shit we ain't never done before in a minute.
No.
So
I just gave up halfway through. I'm like, I shouldn't have done this. I look like a minus sign just hitting the water.
no. So what? Sinister. Where did that name come from? What?
Oh, I was on that Daisy of Love show with the
Is that
girl.
what-
Yeah, that's she gave me the name, and like everybody just started calling me that. So I'm like, I'm gonna stick with this for a while.
Oh, that's where that was?
Yeah.
That was the
So your
origin?
first
Yeah.
band? What? I mean, did you have a stage name?
Oh, it was Trip. Trip's like
so
my nickname since I was a kid.
Yeah.
But this whole Sinister thing came out, and it pretty much suited me. So
Yeah.
I just kind of stuck with it. I was like, that's
So
cool.
she came up off the cuff with that, or did they?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I
Because
didn't
I
know
had long black dreads, and I was like all dark looking.
I remember the dread.
Yeah.
I remember when you cut them off, I was like, wow.
Yeah, I was
okay.
going through some things, and
Did you carry them around like Jaden?
I
did?
do. I still have them. Yeah,
Wow.
I kept them in a baggie here in my closet. I just couldn't get rid of them.
That's the thing, though, man.
I was like,
you-
if I
you're
ever
so
get the
ex-
gig back, I'll just sew them back in.
He's like, he's got a hanger from his door. It goes through him like one of those beaded curtains.
I'm Rapunzel. I got it out the window.
You come through like it.
But, oh man,
Bye.
man, I still can't believe that. My back hurt for 4 or 5 days after that water park, man. I'm like, I ain't never going back.
So talk about. I keep going back to this Ozfest because that's huge, man. I mean, okay, when I think about Korn, and I think they're all still the original members, right?
Yeah, except for the drummer.
He left, right, and then they've got So, did you guys? I mean, going through that. I mean, of course, you were exposed at a young age, and you thought you were the shit, and you were the shit, whatever. But did you take anything from that you applied later from the way Ozzy did things, the way Korn did things, the way Marilyn Manson, because you toured with Marilyn Manson too, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, when I saw him recording his album on the bus, that was the first thing I was
Yeah.
like, man,
You can do this?
Awesome.
That's
Like, he had a
crazy.
fully functional studio on his tour bus. It was pretty awesome. I mean, I was just like a kid in a candy store
Yeah.
around there.
Yeah.
It was like the coolest thing I've ever did.
So what okay, you're in a band, and typically you get to this point where bands dissolve and things. What happened with your band? What happened there?
Well, you want to go, if you want to plummet straight to the ground, I'll tell you.
Yeah. So,
Oh, so we just got finished laughing, man. It was great vibe, and now you're trying to kill us.
Trying to make me hit the water
no,
again
we're
on my
trying.
back.
I'm trying to
Trying to
get,
hit the.
I'm trying to.
trying to
He trying to steal your show. Come out,
you're
Sid.
underwater screaming. It's like,
I'm trying to get a damn timeline here. I'm trying to time. You're not the man from Atlantis. You can't breathe underwater. Is that what we're saying? No, I'm trying to get a timeline of what.
I'm gonna bring you back up in a minute.
Yeah,
man.
I mean, because it's.
I mean, it was crazy, man. Like, I honestly, like, if it would have kept going, I would have been okay with that. Like, I would have,
Yeah.
it would have fizzled out eventually. But man, we just wanted it so bad, and but what happened was, my guitar player passed away actually,
Oh man.
which really just threw a wrench.
Yeah.
I was in bad shape for like months. I was in real bad shape.
And this was somebody from the original.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, from school.
Yeah, I mean,
God,
this
man.
is I'm a high school buddy,
Yeah.
like my best friend. Grew up and did all this stuff together and got signed together, and so that really just crushed us. And so, but me and the bass player decided to move, kind of stick. Me and him always had like a bro mutual friendship, and we and him just decided to move on and do a couple other things ourselves. So, but we tried a couple different, like we tried the Makeshift Romeo thing, and we had like we didn't really get a record deal off of that, but we had our own following, and we
Yeah.
didn't really care. We're just like, we're just gonna keep playing
Keep
music.
playing.
And so I had a Makeshift Romeo, and then I had another band called Bullet Saints, which is really heavy too. We kind of went back to that, but it was more of a southern rock metal thing. So I was doing that, and I'm just recording a bunch of stuff. I don't even know.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Just whatever. I'll do
But
everything.
during that whole process, I mean, tell me about some of the songs that you wrote and recorded during that time after the death of your friend, right? I mean, it's a bandmate, it's a friend. Not only, forget about the band shit. This is a friend that you've known for years, that you had this
Yeah.
connection with, is your best friend
Man,
you
it
rode
was-
with.
it just
So
crushed me.
what kind of stuff were you writing at that point?
Right. That had to.
I
that had
mean,
to
I was
inspire
actually
something.
going the other way with it. I was like telling myself, you know what I mean? I was like, you know what?
Interesting. Yeah.
I didn't want to like write that soulful and like pour
Yeah,
my heart
yeah.
out, and I just didn't want to do that. I'm just not.
You
that
didn't want to
kind
do
of
the
guy.
Adele thing.
I wanted to like write up music. I wanted to bring
Right.
myself back up. So I just kind of tucked that away, put
Right,
it down
yeah.
deep. I talked to my personal friends about it and stuff, and like
Right.
whatever. But I didn't want to
Yeah.
just pour it out like I was gonna. Here's my feelings about this situation.
Right.
I'm not
But-
gonna do that. Like,
But the thing about that is you still had you confronted a personal issue, but you went the other way. That was part of your healing process.
yeah,
you went
yeah.
the
I
total
just
opposite
like, you know
way.
what,
I mean,
man? I'm just gonna write some feel good music and just kind of try to get myself
Yeah.
out of this, and it worked.
yeah.
Right.
I felt better after like the new band and new look, new image, new thing. Like, it was a lot of fun. So
So how old were you guys when that all happened? What?
I was probably 23.
God, man.
Wow.
That's-
That's a lot to carry.
Yeah, it is, man.
Like, it'd be a lot for me to carry. Like, when you said that, my best friend in the whole wide world was right across the desk, the table from you, and I went into that empathy mode. And
Right.
just like, and I put myself in that situation.
I
and
can feel it.
It was
I
an
mean, yeah.
overwhelming, like, oh my God, I couldn't imagine. I just want to come over and hug you. But my question here, I'm about to pull you back out of the water. You ready?
Yeah, my back hurts. Get me
Yeah,
out of
your
the
back,
water.
my back hurts too. I hit it with you. The Big and Rich thing, like when you got introduced to that whole scene, tell us about that a little bit.
Oh, yeah. So when I moved here, I met John Rich,
Yeah.
from the band Big and Rich, and he signed me for a publishing deal for songwriting because he saw some of my music videos and saw that I did the rock, the metal,
A mix.
the rap, the pop, the country. He saw I was doing everything. He was just like, just be part of our camp. So he kind of like took me along, and Big Kenny and John both invited me to be a part of the band after they heard me spinning all this country stuff and like dropping 808s, rapping. They
Yeah.
they knew I was an entertaining person. So somehow they're like, we just got to get you involved somehow. So they brought me along and brought me out like as a hype man and DJing and playing keys behind them and singing harmonies, and which was real fortunate for me, man. God bless them guys. I mean, for taking me in like that.
And he's John is a lot of people, you see the presence in him, but anybody that studies and is into music, he's got
an aura.
Dude,
His aura shines. Like,
Right.
Well,
Big Kenny
I've seen him a couple times
Big Kenny
around
and
town.
John both, they just have this
well,
aura.
he's got
They're approachable too.
well, and he's
Yeah.
got this this mind, this business mind. I mean, people just see the front thing of him, and there's just something about him that, you know what I'm saying? I mean, that not a lot of these A-list type artists have. I mean,
Right.
I don't know. I mean, so yeah, fortunate for
I
you
also
to
got to owe it to my one of my best friends, my manager Charlie. He he just always stuck by my side. He just like, man, we just got to get you. Like he always believed in me. It was like, even if I did the
Right.
first band or second band, he was
Oh,
always
man.
there going, no, do that. Yeah. He just and he
you
and
know,
he moved
It'd
to
be easy to
Nashville.
believe in you.
You know,
and
it's
he knew
something-
he moved to Nashville, and he was just like, you got to get out of this rut that you're in with this music, and he just come on. So I kind of just rode here with him, and he knew John, and he introduced me to everybody. So it's really, he was really the one to thank for everything.
But
from the beginning.
the thing about that too is, no matter how successful, we've talked to a lot of people, from CEOs and all that kind of stuff, and there's always this common thread and core in all of these interviews and conversations we have with people, either on air or off air, is that they always had somebody that believed in them.
Right.
No matter how big they are, Oprah has somebody that believes in her that keeps pushing her. You know what I'm saying? So, anyway.
Yeah, nigga. The thing I was gonna say doesn't even really make sense now. So
we talked to you right off the paper.
I was like, so the Big and Rich thing, I got an interesting story. He's like, oh, so we now in the ocean. So
It goes really tie it back in.
Yeah, so,
but no, I had an interesting story about the time that you were meeting those guys. I was training the manager of Big and Rich. I was training the manager at that time. I was training his wife, and
cool.
I got to listen to the the rough draft of Save a Horse Ride a Cowboy.
Oh, wow.
About I don't know, it was about a year and a half, 2 years before it actually came out. So when it came out, remember when they went up on the bridge and did the video? I was like, oh my God, I remember when, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's just so weird that I didn't know you until a little bit after that.
Yeah.
And you hadn't met him yet.
Yeah,
Or
at
when
that point I haven't.
they did the Save the Horse. So
No, I didn't
we
know
met
that.
around the time that you were actually getting involved with him.
Yeah.
So that was pretty neat.
So how did you get involved, like Cowboy Troy? I mean, obviously it's all part of the same camp, right? But tell me about how that worked.
Well,
what
you
meshed
know-
you guys together?
Well, like I said, I was hanging out with the guys a lot, and
Yeah.
me and Troy, like, it's funny because me and Troy are so different, like,
Yeah.
but musically we like the same thing, but I'm just like Sinister. I mean,
Yeah.
with that, and and Troy's like clean cut guy,
Yeah.
like a reserve sheriff, got boys, like family man, real family man. Watch how he talks. He's just a straight up clean cut, really nice guy. And I'm like
Total
this
opposite.
loud mouth, da. So he was like skeptical about kind of working with me because he knows like,
Really?
hey man, a little bit, just not musically necessarily, just like lyrical content and stuff.
Yeah.
He's like, look man, I get down, but I ain't gonna, I'm not gonna sing all that kind of crazy stuff you're talking about. You know what I mean?
Right,
so,
right.
So me and him kind of worked together, and like after I came out at him with a couple tracks, and he was like, all right, and then like I kind of like had to go, look, man, I know how you are.
I know what lane I need to stay in.
I'm
Yeah.
going to stay in my lane, and I think he kind of like went, okay. So I mean, now we're super boys.
Yeah.
Like which besides having the same birthday and the same middle name.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
But he's just one of my best friends now, and I go out on the road with him and
Really?
as his hype man and stuff.
That's cool.
Back him up, and he's just a good, wholesome,
Yeah.
awesome family man. I mean, everyone's rooting for. Anybody who meets Troy is rooting for him because
Well,
he's just that guy.
He was in the news a few months ago. Something to do with about kids, like you
Bullying.
said. Yeah, the bullying. That's it. The bullying thing. He was really vocal.
I mean,
about-
that's how he is, man.
Yeah,
He'll
man.
show up at the school and he does what he can for everybody. It's just
Yeah.
it's just the nicest
That's
guy on the
amazing.
planet.
Well, do you remember the, I think John, the house that they have up on Lover's Circle?
Yeah.
You remember when they did a pilot for like a talk, like not a talk show. I guess it was going to be a talk show. You remember that? at
Yeah.
all?
Oh, John just had like a special.
Right.
Where he did
And
a show.
I was there and I saw Cowboy Troy,
Mm-hmm.
and he is very, very professional. Like,
Yeah.
like he wasn't. It was just clean cut.
Well, he's just
and
like that anyway.
He's approachable, but he, everybody else was kind of in between takes, was getting all rowdy and
he
stuff.
don't do that.
And
He
he
don't
was
play
just
that.
kind of like, he's like, yeah,
Yeah.
all right.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I know what you're
He
talking
like
about.
oversees everybody's craziness. He's like,
Yeah,
oh, okay.
he just like,
Get out of there. Get down from there. You know better than that. This ain't your house.
That's him at me every time we're out. He just looks at me and shakes his head. I go, I know.
But he was cool. But
Yeah.
I know he won't swear. He doesn't.
No, he don't play that.
Yeah, homie, don't play that.
He don't play any of that.
He got a little bopper in him.
So all throughout your musical pathway and heavy metal, country. I mean, you've hit all kinds of genres. What?
The goat.
Yeah. So what? for you, what's been the most enjoyable project or person to work with?
I mean, at this point, I would have to say the Big and Rich guys. I mean, they're just awesome.
Yeah.
We get along so well. It's just anything they're a part of, I'd love to be a part of if they'll have me.
So
Right.
you talked about
Absolutely.
you talked about you're working on an album. What's kind of the theme of what is it going to be? What should we expect?
Or
We
do
turn
you-
it on. What's it going to sound
Or
like?
do you want to talk about
Yeah,
that?
You know
wanna
what? I don't even really know. This
You don't
is
know?
my dilemma right now because I've done so much stuff. I'm trying to figure out what lane I'm
Yeah.
going to take, and I think I'm just going to end up making. It's probably going to be a cross between everything at this point.
Yeah.
I think that's interesting that you are still developing.
Well, I
Sinister.
just like doing everything, so I don't like. But who writes an album and puts a country song, a rap song,
Yeah.
pop song? Who,
I like
who makes
it.
an album? So I don't really.
Outcast.
So, yeah.
all right.
Well, a good friend of mine, Kevin Krotz, was in a heavy metal band called A Perfect Murder, and he years ago. I mean, they had some pretty good success for a short time. They toured and things like that. But anyway, he talked about way back he wanted to do kind of a blend album of like this heavy metal, heavy sound, but have some hip hop, rap, and then maybe some country stuff in there because that's the kind of music he grew up listening to. So I've not really heard anybody do anything like that. So it'd be interesting if you did something like that, So
Yeah.
I mean, you've had so many firsts.
yeah, why
Do
not?
that.
Why not?
Why
I
not?
mean, yeah, why not? I mean, I don't know.
Most likely it'll be like a DJ Sinister thing. I'll probably feature some of my friends that'll be on there,
Yeah.
something
That'd
like
be
that,
awesome.
just to kind
Yeah.
of break the ice and then just kind of see where it goes from
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
So that goes back to that other portion of your life where you were humbled. Like it's a humbling thing to be like, you know what, this is my album, but I'm gonna put all these other guys on there. I'm gonna let them shine.
Well, they're gonna let me shine because they're bigger than I am at this point. So, but,
Still humble.
But hey,
humble.
but I want to
ahead.
tell I'm playing a Send Amphitheater
Oh, cool.
over here at the CMA Fest. So
Nice.
I'll be opening up the set DJing.
When?
When it starts Wednesday, right?
Let me look.
Does it start Wednesday?
Yeah, it
that?
starts Wednesday.
It starts Wednesday, the CMA festival. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm there Thursday night.
Thursday. What's
Yeah,
that date?
I'm opening up the show
What's that date?
the 8th,
The 8th.
June 8th. I'm at
Ascend.
Ascend
Get
Amphitheater.
Get down
I
there,
think
guys.
Billy Ray
Get down
Cyrus
there.
is playing. Big and Rich will be playing, so I'll be back up with those guys to perform, and then so I'll perform twice.
Okay, Wade. Maybe I'm a groupie. I'm over here looking him in his eyes and stuff. I'm like,
So hey, let me ask you this: one of our
creepy.
listeners was talking about Kid Rock has come pretty close to mixing genres. Have you worked with Kid, or do you have a
haven't
desire to work with him?
necessarily worked with him, but I've been at a party with him, and I jumped up and beatboxed while he was
Yeah.
rapping. That was one
Because
of
you
my
talk about
highlights.
somebody that's done a mix of things and had success on the on those levels. That's interesting.
And the funny thing is, like, even if he saw me, I don't think he would remember, like, even
Yeah.
know me. But that's my thing. I jumped up, and beatboxed for him.
Yeah.
I got it on my Instagram. What's up?
I got proof. I don't care what you say.
It
He told
happened.
me he don't know you. Look on Instagram.
You're like, what are you gonna do? It happened.
It happened.
It did.
So you have a writing gig. Can you share who you're going to be writing with today?
Just my homie.
Yeah.
Josh, he's my roommate, and
Cool.
he's really good. He used to be in a group called Goodnight Fellows, and they used to be like YouTube, one of those
Yeah,
YouTube
yeah.
bands that got some success through YouTube and stuff. But he's a great writer, man. So I'm gonna sit with him and see if we can't hash out a couple today.
Nice.
That's awesome.
So
He said a couple.
A couple, yeah, yeah.
Like a whole song.
It takes me a week to write like the first line.
It
of
takes
a
me a
song.
month to do a poem.
So you got let's kind of recap this again. So you can hear your show. Tell everybody when you can hear it again.
Friday nights, all across the country, pretty much. But you know, you can go on my SoundCloud at DJ Sinister Country Fried Mix on SoundCloud and hear some of my stuff that I do weekly. And
so Friday nights on Big 98 from
Yeah.
7. What time?
from 9 to 12.
9 to 12.
It's like what I do is I mix like hip hop and EDM and country all together.
yeah.
But
Stuff that just shouldn't seem like it should go together.
I mainly
Exactly.
keep it all country because it's on a country station.
Yeah.
So I usually just use the instrumentals of some pop tracks that are popular
Mm-hmm.
and some stuff like that. Just kind of mix it up to a Friday night pregame party.
Right,
Before
right.
you go out. You
I
know,
like it.
The girls that are putting their makeup in the mirror and they're bobbing around.
Oh, Sinister.
It's his fault. It's his fault. My mascara's crooked. So I'll get all your information, and just for the people that are Facebook and listening and listen to the podcast, we'll have all his information
Which
in
I'm
the
sure
show
the
notes.
listeners are very confused of what I actually do at this point. They're like, corn, big rock,
What the heck?
metal, rap.
He does
produce.
everything. That's all you need to know.
Like, I know the pool joke was funny.
Yeah,
You tell that pool story again. We're gonna do that one
that
again.
shit was good.
that boy good or not so good.
So CMA.
That's gonna stay under here.
So CMA Thursday night, the 8th,
The
going to be
8th.
open at the Ascend.
At Ascend, I go on at 7:30, and it's a free show. So
Awesome.
Anybody wanna
come on down, check it out. You come down here.
So what we typically do, Colin, you have anything you want to add to the
What,
show?
do I have anything I want to add?
Mm-hmm.
No, this is Sinister Show. No,
So, yeah.
no. What I want to add is this: if you've noticed, everything in his path has been a unique little clusterfuck. You know what I mean?
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, to be thrown into so much success at such a young age typically would be too much pressure, and you took that pressure, made a diamond, and then. Sometimes when people...
He's been waiting to use that.
Yeah.
He's been waiting to use it. Go ahead.
Have I been? That's proof that he didn't watch the show. I talk like this, motherfucker. Fuck you. Then the part where you came down from grace. If you notice, most people that get knocked out or lose in boxing or any sort of fighting arena like MMA, sometimes they're never the same. Aldo, he just lost over the weekend. You know, like he's never going to be the same. How are you going to go for 13 years without losing a fight and be champion and then lose to McGregor and then you get it back on, you know, because it's given to you,
Right.
Because it was vacant, and then get beat immediately again. So you lost 2 times out of 13 years. But my point is, you took that fall and you said, you ain't knocking me out. You'll knock me down, but I'm getting back up. And
You know,
you just
great
keep
author
climbing.
said, I get knocked down, but I get up again. I believe it was Chubbawamba.
It is Chubbawamba.
The famous
You're right.
words of Chubbawamba.
You're right.
I
It was
get knocked
Chubbawamba.
down,
Yeah.
but I
Get
get
up
up again.
because you
Never
ever
gonna
gonna get me
get
down. I get knocked down.
Yeah, okay.
But he was hoping we wouldn't know what that was.
Hey, feel free to use that in a mix. I mean, we'll be glad we get
That-
And the famous words of Chubbawamba. I get knocked down,
repeated by Colin.
but I get up
Answer.
again. You'll never
And
keep me
Scott.
down.
That's great, but you're right. I think that's an important point, is that you just didn't stay there. You use that for whatever as a fuel to move and go into another direction. Too many times people fade out and fade away.
It fade away, you come right back.
You can't. Yeah, you came right back. So
You're like a boomerang. A really red back, wet, under the water.
I'm just that friend that keeps coming over, knocking on the door, like, man, why didn't you call first?
yeah.
It's like, I'm here, man. What's up?
What's going on, man? Cindy's in the house.
So if we put up, you know, your iTunes, your podcast, your phone, what's on your playlist? What's your go-to?
Man, I listen to like weird stuff. I mean, not weird, but I like old throwbacks, like super, like I'm talking Roger and Zapp.
Oh my God, I would have not expected.
I listen to that. I mean,
Yeah.
you know, and I listen to Prince a lot, not because he's cool, not because he's popular, super popular at the moment.
Right, right.
Before all that happened,
Right.
We
I
were
was
listening to him. I mean, the day I didn't even realize
We didn't
got
know
off
he,
the air.
We didn't know he had
Man.
passed, and
Yeah,
we
we'd
were
been listening to
him.
him earlier in the day. So
That made me feel some type of way.
yeah,
I
it was,
bet. But yeah, I listen to like funk and stuff. Like I like aura stuff, like movie soundtrack life. Like,
Yeah,
something like
yeah.
you're driving, like whatever would be in your movie playing. That's how I would roll. Out.
Right, right.
So if you could work with any recording artist, actor, anything that anybody, who would you go to right now if you had a chance?
Man, have you all heard of Anderson .Paak?
I don't know who that is.
He's got signed by Dre. Man, this guy is talented.
Really?
Man, just all around musician guy. Plays the drums.
What's his name again?
Anderson .Paak. But man, he's just so fly. I just want to hang out with him.
So you say you got signed by Drake?
Dre.
Oh, Dre. Oh, God.
Yeah, he got
Dr.
signed by
Dre.
Yeah.
Damn.
So he
That's
just signed
awesome.
to
You know everybody
Aftermath.
he finds.
Yeah,
Eminem.
Eminem, 50 Cent, Snoop. I mean,
Oh
look at-
yeah.
The
forgot about
DOC.
this
The
guy.
DOC.
DOC, but he only had one.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
still,
look him up,
still.
though. Anderson .Paak, you gotta look him up. He's amazing.
Well, it's
That's
amazing. So
awesome.
Colin, usually when it's just me and him, so flying, 2 Rational Bastards, 2 Rational, 1 Sinister today, we give him last word. But last word, man, what you want to impart? Leave with the guests,
What
leave
you
with
wanna
us.
leave with him? He said,
I want to leave with. We'll be back with Jerry's final thoughts. Let's keep on keeping on.
wow.
I don't know, man. I never had a closing word before.
You never had a closing word?
Well, I know. So, but as
said,
to
"Fuck
it's just
all
been his career. It's just been one surprise
It
after
is-
another,
it
right?
is like,
So-
you know what? I'm not going to do it.
No.
He's like-
no.
no, fuck you.
Last word. No.
No, fuck you, fuck you. I'm not giving a last word.
I'm just not going to do it.
So next week we've got, again, our shows. We don't ever have any consistency other than some things that we talk about as far as mindset type.
He said,
stuff.
I don't never.
Yeah, see,
No.
I don't know. So next week we've got a guest on that we're going to do a whole health profile on. So
Yay.
talk about his health situation and things like that. He's agreed to come on there and let us play the doctors on him, I guess. So.
The doctor.
Yeah. So anyway, until next week, I'm Scott.
This is Colin.
And I'm Sinister.
Out.
All right. Facebook people, thank you so much for tuning in. Colin, we're in 60 countries right now, 60 different languages, and we're getting about 50,000 views per episode. So anyway, he's going to do that. So Facebook until next week. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We're going to cut the feed now.
Deuces.
And yeah, we out.
How about Sinister didn't do the last word? He's the first one that did.